go home. Yeah, you could be my lifeline, you could be my sunshine in a world so full of pain. Can you make it go away? Used to be so sad that love was lost, but now it's here to stay. Yeah, I used to be uncomfortable, but look at me today. Never thought I'd find someone like you, someone to show the way. But now I know you're the answer to my prayer. You and me must be right. Something's in the air, I can feel it now. You and me must do something right. We can't get enough of us. You and me every night, aiming for the stars with the love so bright. You and me must do something right. Baby, I believe in us. I believe in you and me, you and me, you and me, you and me. Yeah. I believe in you and me, you and me, you and me, you and me. Yeah. I'm sorry for the burden, sorry I was hurting, but my scars are almost healed. Yeah, my scars are almost healed. Yeah, I'm feeling like a child now. Everything's alright now, and it's all because of you. You made the flower in me bloom. Used to be afraid of everything, but now there's no more fear. Yeah, I used to let nobody in and hide my face with tears. Always thought of you as someone who can love someone like me, but I was wrong, baby. Now I believe. You and me must be right. Something's in the air, I can feel it now. You and me must do something right. We can't get enough of us. You and me every night, aiming for the stars with the love so bright. You and me must do something right. Baby, I believe in us. I believe in you and me, you and me, you and me, you and me. Yeah. I believe in you and me, you and me, you and me, you and me. Yeah. You and me must be right. Something's in the air, I can feel it now. You and me must do something right. We can't get enough of us. You and me every night, aiming for the stars with the love so bright. You and me must do something right. Baby, I believe in us. I believe in you and me, you and me, you and me, you and me. Yeah. I believe in you and me, you and me, you and me, you and me. Yeah. Yeah, talking to my mirror like I love you so much. Curving on my critics like I heard you, so what? You can't kill my confidence, I think I'm the man. Tally all the I ever gave on my head. Lately I've been living like I can't take a loss. They ain't wanna help me, that's what made me a boss. You can't kill my confidence, I think I'm the man. We don't give a that's what they don't understand. I'm back again like flu season. I broke records while loose leafing. I'm coming down my roof, leaving. Don't give a I don't care. Did the for my lonesome. No wonder now I'm on one. No shortcuts on that long run. All I really want is my share. Get on my God, on my totem is nothing. In the discussion, for them feelings I throw all my pain on percussion. It's disgusting. I hear them bragging about that they did, and it do not move me, not in the least. They ain't been dropping no seeds in the soil, but swear. All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome back. How are you? Nathan Ivy with you. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome back. Let me give you a heads up. You got me for about 1 hour this morning. I got hella shit going on today. Crazy shit, man. Professionally and personally going on that is going to take my time away. Probably today and tomorrow. I plan on being with you every single day. Let's bring the cam up real quick, fam. I plan on doing the show every single day this week. I don't plan on not streaming live. Hey, good morning. Welcome back to the show. I plan on streaming live at least for an hour every day this week. But it probably won't be for the whole duration because we were doing like 2.5 hours. I'm kind of reevaluating that. And also some of the times of the show. I might even go earlier with the show. I might go later with the show. I might do multiple shows throughout the day. Just as in an effort to just do something different and connect with the audience in a different way. Good morning to you. Before you do anything else, here's what I need you to do. Stop what you're doing real quick and check out this cover photo. Check this out. This is what I want to kick it off talking about the show today. Derek Chauvin's mother put in a desperate plea. This actually happened before the weekend, but everyone's been talking about it. I want to talk about it. She said, basically, my son is a good boy. He's a good man. And he's not a racist. It's a false narrative. And there's been a lot of debate over the 22 and a half years that Derek Chauvin received for the killing of George Floyd. I think the maximum was 30 years. I don't understand why he didn't get the maximum. I don't understand it. See, when black people who have been given responsibility and authority do the wrong thing and they get caught, they become examples. I don't understand what circumstances. I don't know what the hell the judge was thinking of. If the max was 100 years, he should have got 100 years, in my opinion. Total just betrayal of his responsibility as a police officer. And then here's a question for you. What's wrong with the white family? I'm going to go ahead and say it. I've been asking that question for years. What is wrong with the white family? I ask that because we keep seeing all these heinous things coming from white folks. But there's never a conversation about white culture. I only said it because when something happens in the black community, man, there's conversations about what we eat, how we dress, what we listen to, were the mothers in the house, was fathers in the house. I mean, they run the whole analysis, a whole cycle analysis on the black family, but we never do that with the white family. And this white woman is talking about how her son is basically a good man. But I mean, actions speak louder than words, ma'am. My question is, how did she fail? That's what the question should be. If this was a black man and a black mother, everybody would be like, well, you didn't raise him right. Where's his dad? Where's his father at? What did she do wrong to raise a man who would grow up, become a police officer, and become a barbarian?
What did you do wrong, ma'am? That's the question. They say that little boys end up being the man that their mothers made him. Have you heard that phrase before? I think there's a lot of truth in it. That means that she raised this monster. She raised this little monster to become the man that he is today. Simple as that. And he must be financially helping her. That must be what it is. She's like, oh, damn, he been kicking in $1,000 a month so I can play bingo. And so now that's going to go away. So now she made this desperate plea, and it might have worked. He's a good man. What? At least you'll be able to write him a letter or visit him. The family of George Floyd will never be able to do that. They'll never be able to do that. It's a wrap. But he's a good boy. I mean, do you agree with that? Little boys become the men that their mothers make them. Have you heard that phrase before? I think it's really true. I mean, just observing, just remembering what it was like, when I was young, and as a man thinking about all the things that I am now. My mother had a huge impact on that. And then looking at the relationship between my wife and my son, I think there's a lot of truth in that. That means that she raised a monster. That's what it means. And then had the nerve to get up there in front of everybody talking about, he's a good man. He's a good man. If he's a good man with such a big heart, then why did he put his neck on the knee of another human being? Let's take race out of it. Why would he put his neck on the knee, his knee on the neck of another human being whose hands are handcuffs behind his back, who is totally subdued? You've got multiple people screaming at him that he's urinating on himself. He's losing consciousness, but you raised a good man. I'll say it again. What is wrong with the white family? That is a very fair question. I mean, here near Cincinnati, we had a situation where a white male he massacred a whole family, his family, through a child, killed everybody. What is wrong with the white family? These mass murderers, 9.9 times out of 10, it's a white male. What is wrong with the white family? There needs to be an analysis of that. I remember many years ago, CNN got props. Soledad O'Brien was the host of something called Black in America, and I hated every bit of it. I hated every bit of it. I resisted all of it. Because while some might have thought it was interesting, I thought it was only one side of the racial story. What CNN needs to do is white in America. That's what we need to figure out. That's where we need to focus our psychoanalysis. What's wrong with them? What's wrong with y'all? That's the good question. That's the $100 million question right there. And if you're trying to analyze the plight of Black Americans in America, you can't do that without analyzing the circumstances of white people in America. It is impossible to get a full picture. But I saw it. I thought it was stomach turning, quite honestly. Speaking of stomach turning, from what I'm reading, a lot of people were very upset with CNN because they put Van Jones on to give commentary after the after the Derek Chauvin sentencing. And people was like, where in the hell do they get this black? Why is it they keep getting this black man? Why is he the black man that CNN keeps putting out there? He's the guy that was crying for Trump and all this other garbage. I didn't see it live, but I saw his commentary afterward, and he was, I thought that what he said was on point, but people just ain't feeling that brother, man. Stomach turning. But again, if you want to share your thoughts this morning, 513-873-7134. Props to all the people involved with the unveiling of the statue of Marion Spencer here in the city of Cincinnati. I was not in attendance, but I got a lot of Facebook friends who were there. A lot of people were streaming live. I thought it needs to be a very well-deserved event. And, I think that women, Black women, should be recognized for what they do 100%. We don't do that enough. We love to put some Confederate general in bronze and put him in front of a library or on some kind of state property. But the real heroes largely go without a lot of recognition. So it looked like a great event. Again, I wasn't there. Maybe you were there. And I want to get your thoughts on it. Grasson writes, Chauvin was a first-time offender. I don't give a damn if he was a first-time offender or not. He was a man that was given huge responsibility by our society. He betrayed it, and he put his knee on the neck of another human being for nearly 10 minutes, way past the point in which he had urinated on himself and his body was just sitting there lifeless. To me, that's the makings of life. Derek Chauvin deserved life in prison. He should never get out of jail. He should never get parole for what he did. They should make an example out of him. Now, I just remember what the judge said to Tracy Hunter, like, and again, we talking about two different locales, but it's the same society and same mentality. When it's a black person that's been given the ultimate responsibility, the fact that they were given the responsibility becomes a part of the punishment. So we got to give you that heat because we put you on a pedestal and you betrayed your responsibilities. Same thing with Derek Chauvin. I think it's an absolute travesty. He only got 22 and a half years. They should have put his ass away for life, period. And send a message to other Conan Barbaric, Derek Chauvin style police officers that you can get this work too. Period. Let me see. Tiffany writes, do we care what's wrong with the white family? Yes, we do. It's just a matter of just keeping it real. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. I do. You might not, Tiffany, but I do. I do. Just for the fact of they spend so much time psychoanalyzing us. And I want to see some time spent psychoanalyzing them, period. That's just me. You can agree or disagree, but that's how I feel about it. Where's the psychoanalysis? What the hell is going on? What's wrong? What are they eating? Are they sagging their jeans? What is it? The music? What's going on here? Brandy writes, good morning. It's Monday. Let's get it. It's Monday. It's great Monday. Anthony writes, morning, Chop Shop. Good morning to you. Samantha writes, good morning, Nate and Choppas. Good morning to you. Anthony writes, like and share. Absolutely. It means everything. Politically Petty Podcast Show writes, morning, Nate and Choppas. Flows ready to eat for everybody. Spay and neuter all pets and Gilligans. Caramel writes, great morning, everyone. Pat writes, good morning. Good to see you. Caramel writes, good morning, Nathan. Good morning to you. Keisha writes, good morning. Daryl's in the house. He writes, good morning, Nathan and Choppas. How was your weekend? My weekend was overall good. Great to be alive. Great to be alive. I'm trying to think what happened. I didn't do anything significant this weekend other than celebrate my daughter's 16th birthday, which was a lot of fun. Just seeing her have fun. She did the whole sleepover in the hotel with some of her friends and then spent the night at her friend's house afterward, that kind of stuff. When kids get 16, they just want to be grown. She just can't wait to be grown and do what she want to do. And she's always trying to get us to give her more, relaxer freedoms and things like that. And, we try as much as we can. But, we live in a world where little black girls are being put in vans just like that. Never to be seen from again. Sex trafficking, human trafficking, whatever you want to call it. So we got to make sure we keep our eyes on her because she's 16 going on. She thinks she's going on 21. She thinks she knows it all, but she really don't. Caramel writes, she is delusional. She's a mother. But Cincy Tigers writes, morning. Caramel writes, she said he was innocent, right? How in the hell is he innocent? Innocent of what? Can't you see this image right here? And, a mother's love is very, very strong. She may never have seen this image. But this is the woman that created that monster right there in the uniform. And that's the way we need to talk about it. That's what happened. Little boys become the men that their mothers make them. She made him into the man he is today. She's responsible for that. So I look at it. What you think? Pat writes, the max was 40 years. I thought it was 30 years. You see, Anthony writes, I think he got half of the max, Nate. Okay. Half of the max. So if the max was 40, he should have got 40. He should have did every bit of all of that time. Put him away until matter of fact, he should have got so much time that he dies in prison. So what did Derek Chauvin now? He's in his 30s, 40s, be 80, 90 when he gets out. He deserves that. Jerome writes, good morning, Nate and the Choppas. Keisha writes, they evil as hell. Some of them are. Jenny writes, good morning, Nate and Choppas. Good morning to you. Tiffany writes, good morning. Caramel writes, great question. Where's the father? Daryl writes, attorneys I listened to say they didn't give the maximum because more than likely a mandatory sentence would have been overruled by an appellate court. Okay. Tracy writes, hi. Anthony writes, far from the truth. I can't blame her. I don't know of any parent that would stand up in court and slam their child. I do think she should have offered an apology to the family. Lawrence writes, good morning, Alt Middle. Let me see. Brandy writes, too many times out chairs in their homes and not real discipline. BR True, which played into his sentencing. Jenny writes, you can't analyze them. It will make you spin. Grasser writes, I already know. If it was a black officer and he would have received first-time offender sentences, we would have been up in arms. Let me see. Graston writes, Marion Spencer was a member of the charter. Democrats didn't love her when she was segregating Coney Island. Hashtag alt middle. You trying real hard, bro, but nobody gives a damn about that stuff when they go to vote in November. Nobody cares about that. When people go vote in November, they're going to be looking at these individuals, deciding whether they think as individuals that they can represent them right. And I'm being honest with you. I mean, party's going to matter to some people, but it ain't going to really matter to a lot of people. A lot of people going to be looking at the individuals. I hear you, though. I see you working hard. See, Jared writes, good morning, hashtag team and I. Dale writes, the system of social structure does not value us in all the same manner, regardless of profession. Lawrence writes, my life is too busy to psychoanalyze white people. I don't believe that. I don't believe you're too busy to psychoanalyze white people at all. I don't believe that at all. Because you steady be running that BS about this dumb-ish. So if you got time to run dumb-ish about the Gang of Five in text messages, if you got time to run dumb-ish talking about the charter committee, well, then you got time to psychoanalyze white folks. Caramel writes, we need to study the white family because when they get off, they take a bunch of innocents with them. Mm-hmm. Sister Iris writes, good morning, great people. And when I say this, I'm saying the media should be doing this. Nobody got time for this. The media spends a lot of time psychoanalyzing us. They psychoanalyzing the wrong people is my point I'm making. See, Grasson writes the max was 30. That's what I thought as well. Kelly writes, good morning. Pat writes the max was 40. The prosecutor asked for 30 to get the judge gave 22.5. Tracy writes, little boys and girls grow up into adults and make their own decisions. I will not accept responsibility if my boys choose not to listen to the common sense that dad and I instills with them. It's on them, not me. Oh, I'm just asking. I've heard this phrase before, that little boys grow up to be the men that their mothers make them. Is that true or not? It can't be true when they do something good, but when they do something bad, it's not. It's either all true or it's not. I'm just asking. I'm just asking. I mean, but again, I understand what you're saying, Tracy. It's a lot of truth in that. I agree with you 100%. We raising our kids to be certain kind of people. If they decide to grow up and do some dumb-ish, my first reflex is, that's on you. However, I still see you can't say that there's not an influence that parents have on the development of their children. We all know that. Ronald writes, good morning, Chop Shop. Thank God it's Monday. Yes, it is. Deshauna writes, good morning, Nathan, and all. Good morning to you. Let me see. Where we at here? Ashley writes, good morning, Nathan and the Choppas. Happy Monday. Janice writes, good morning, Nathan and the Choppas. You're right. We never focus on the highly dysfunctional white family. Right. We never do. The media never does. Like we do. Black folks do. We be like, But the media does. They spend so much time analyzing us, analyzing what we eat and how we dance and how we celebrate and how we worship and how we rear our kids and what music we listen to and what we do in our leisure time. I'm like, wait a minute, the focus is on the wrong thing. Janice writes, Chauvin was not a first-time offender. As I understand it, he had a history of, we'll say, barbaric policing. That's the way I put it. He had a history of barbaric policing. So, it is what it is. I just thought that, and what was the hardest part about it is that when George Floyd's family stood up and they were asking why, that was the hardest part. That was the hardest part for me, just watching, seeing their pain, because it never really had to go down like that. Again, George Floyd wasn't convicted of anything. He was never convicted of a damn thing. It was alleged that he was passing a counterfeit $20 bill. So because he passed a counterfeit $20 bill, he deserved to have a knee on his neck to the point of his death in the streets in the streets, basically. That's what he deserved. That's amazing to me. So he deserved that. But the man who actually put the knee on the neck only got 22 and a half years. Something ain't right about that. Let's go to the phones. Good morning. Welcome to the show.
Hey, good morning, comrade.
Hey, good morning. Welcome.
Thank you. Hey, for what I read, yeah, he got sentenced to 22 and a half, but he's going to be able to get out in 15. Under the first, that's why they didn't go super hard. I wanted him to get the max too. I thought what I saw was tragic, but once I got to reading, Minnesota's a little different from Ohio. And Ohio should look at this like first time offender law because it puts a cap on the amount of time somebody can stay in there. Which I mean, I guess it can cut both ways, but look like he gonna get out after 15. So, we'll have to see what Merrick Garland does. If Merrick Garland can secure a conviction in the federal district court and maybe add that time on, but then there's another caveat to that too. They could run a consecutive or they could run a concurrent, meaning concurrent, all the counts at the same time. So let's say he got 10 years, from the feds. So let's just say he got 20 years in the feds, right? And they ran the 15 concurrent with the 20 and it all ran together. Really and truly, he's probably going to do 15 still. They ain't going to add unless they run consecutive, which they could do, but I don't see that happen, where he'd get 35 or something like that. So, I don't know. It's just something that it was curious for me to understand. They got, first offenders type caps on sentences. That's pretty forward thinking. But I wanted to ask you a question because I brought up Marion Spencer, and you said nobody cares about whether she was a member of Charter or not. Charter was the only people that was giving her a chance out here to become a member of city council.
That's not what I said.
So yeah,
that's not what I said. What I said is that when people
articulate, please.
Yeah, what I said is that when people go in to vote for city council in November, nobody's going to care about what the Democrats did or didn't do with Marion Spencer a long time ago.
Why don't you think that? Because history matters, bro.
Because it's facts. That's why I think that.
Well,
facts
are 29% of people are going to vote anyway. 3 out of 10 people are going to vote in the election anyway. Those are the odds. Those are the facts. So hey, you don't know what 3 out of 10 voters are thinking.
Yeah, I got a pretty good idea. No one's going to be thinking about something that happened with Marion Spencer a long time ago when they're deciding on who they're going to vote for council in November of 2021. Nobody.
I think they will, bro. I think they're going to
so.
think about Marion Spencer's legacy, and they're going to think about where her legacy came from.
No,
the Charter Committee. Those are the folks that gave her opportunity. But look, I'll tell you something that's concrete, though. I'll tell you something. You got to agree with this: is that the Hamilton County Parks Board is looking to increase property taxes, and they're going to put it on the November ballot. Who do you think is going to turn out to vote for that or vote against that?
Is that rhetorical, or you asking my opinion?
No, that's not rhetorical at all. I want to answer.
I think that if that's on the ballot in November, that'll definitely bring voters out. It'll definitely bring people out.
Yeah, but what type of voters though? What type of voters are going to come out though in November?
Probably the type of voters that don't want. Probably the type of voters that are against tax increases.
Exactly, and usually those aren't Democrats because they love to tax you to death.
Well, that's something that's much more impactful and substantial than something that happened with Marion Spencer.
40
years ago. Nobody cares about that.
Okay, well that's fine. Okay, so let's stick with the tax thing because I just read it in the paper this morning too. Just like they talked about the statue, which I didn't go either, but I seen clips and I saw social media. It looked like it was a pretty well attended event. But underneath that in the paper, they also talked about the Parks Board, and he talked about this 5-member Parks Board having to decide whether or not to put a property tax on to improve the park. So here we go. Now, I think there's a countywide tax, but as you know, the city of Cincinnati is in the Hamilton County area. So look, if they put an increase in property taxes after the pandemic on the ballot, hey, I just think the Democratic ticket is going to take a hit because all the folks who hate taxes, especially on the property, are going to be turning out to vote in droves. That means moderate Democrats. That means Republicans. That means independents. And that whole ticket goes down because they're not going to. Look, the Democrats are going to endorse that. They're going to endorse. They just love to increase your taxes after a pandemic, and that's going to hurt them. So if you want to put Marion Spencer to the side, okay, I can get you on that. That's fine. But the reality is, these property taxes after a pandemic is just I can't make sense of that. It makes no sense. So I don't know. We'll see. But Derek Chauvin, look, we got bigger fish to fry than Derek Chauvin. He's one rogue cop that killed a black dude. Okay, that's gonna be with us the rest of our lives and beyond. That's always gonna happen. We ain't gonna never see a day where a police officer ain't gonna kill no black person. All right, hell, police officers out here killing white people too. I'm more concerned about black people killing black people. I said it again. There was more shootings over the weekend in the black community, and yet we want to talk about Derek Chauvin way out in Minnesota. I just think it's like we're missing the forest. we're missing the forest in the trees, bro.
Yeah, but I'll be honest with you, bro. I hear you saying this and all. It sounds good, but I wonder how seriously you really mean that. Because
I take it seriously because I don't kill nobody. I don't kill black folks out here.
I know. But my question is, I wonder how seriously you really mean that. Because other than talking about it, what are you going to do about it?
Not kill my fellow black men.
Oh, that's
and women.
Easy. You haven't been doing that. I'm saying if you care so much about
easy, bro, because
black people killing other
day.
black people, other than talking about it, what are you going to do?
Not kill my people.
You weren't killing your people beforehand. What are you going to do to get out here and move the needle about this issue in the community? What are you going to do about it? When you going to put some action behind it?
Not killing my own people.
Okay, that's so you ain't going to do nothing, basically. So you're not going to do anything.
I'm not going to kill my own people.
You haven't been killing your own people. That's easy.
That's right.
I'm saying, what are you going to do to address this issue that you keep bringing up, that you claim you care so much about? What you going to do about it?
I'm going to continue to not kill black people. And I'm going to encourage
you ain't going to do nothing but run your mouth.
I'm not going to kill black people.
You're not going to really build anything or get out here in the community and do anything about it. I got you. Okay.
Build what?
Build whatever you think needs to be built in order to address the issue in the community you keep bringing up.
That's a social issue, bro. And the reality is, all I can do is my part, and my part is not to kill other black people.
Okay. So you ain't going to do nothing about it. That's what I said. You don't really care about it. You don't really care about this issue. It's just something to talk about. Because if you really cared about it, you'd be out here in the community trying to build something, trying to work with the folks that's already out here and try to move the needle. But you're not willing to do that.
Work with who, Nathan?
That's for you to figure out. You're the one that said it's a big issue to you. That's for you to figure out,
bro.
I'll tell you one thing. If that was a big issue to me, I'd be out here trying to do something about it. Instead of just talking about it. You just talking.
You're doing something about it by not killing black people, bro. You're doing something about it by not acting. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to tell you something, bro. Listen, this is a message. If black men and women would just stop killing each other, then we'd be cool, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm doing my part by not killing them.
Man, please.
When I'm saying,
please stop it. Who do you think you're talking to, bro? Stop with that nonsense. If you really cared about it, you'd be out here in the city of Cincinnati, working with the people that's on the ground, trying to do something about it other than just bumping your gums. That's all. You just talking.
No, I'm not just talking, bro. I'm doing my part by not killing black people. Because look, that's the easiest thing. That's the easiest thing that we can stop doing. But that's the easiest thing we can stop doing,
right, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you're saying. You're gonna keep talking and not doing anything. I got you. That's what I thought.
Look. This Black Lives Matter bullshit, that's only mattering to activists who, when they see white police officers killing black people, all they doing is running their guns. So you can't put that on me. Because it's the same. It's a false equivalent that you're trying to pin on me.
Black Russia, I'm just challenging you to put some action behind your rhetoric. Because all I hear is talk. If you feel that way, then go out here and coalesce, build a coalition of people that feel the same way, and get out here and try to make a difference.
Dog, I can't stop people who want to kill somebody else. I can't stop those people. All I can do is my part and not kill people along with them. Look, if a young black male who's out here trapping in the dope game want to kill another young black man who's coming on his turf, I can't stop that dude.
Mm-hmm. Then why are you talking about it then? If we can't do anything and we can't stop it, then why you keep bringing it up then?
Because it's an epidemic, and what people need to do is get a hold of their kids. Okay.
Hold on. So that's something you could do. You could get out here and do some youth development and work with these kids before they grow up and create this mentality where they want to pull the trigger on another brother. You could do that. Start there.
Look, Nathan Ivy. Do you know my resume? You know my resume?
I don't know about your
worked as a
resume. Don't
juvenile.
matter. I'm asking about what you
I'm gonna tell
gonna
you what
do
I've done.
right
No, I'm gonna tell
now,
you what I've done.
and what
No,
you
I'm
gonna
gonna
do
tell you. No,
moving
I'm gonna tell you what I've
forward.
done. I'm gonna run my resume. No,
Your
don't do that.
resume is irrelevant to me, sir. What I'm asking
Now,
you
now it's
is,
irrelevant.
what
But
are you
you
gonna
asking me what
do
I've done.
moving forward? You just
Look,
said
man.
youth. Then get out here and do some
Look,
youth development.
look. I was a juvenile parole officer with the state of Ohio, Department of Youth Services. Yeah, I was. I moved on because Ted Strickland laid me off. You know, bad policy. Nevertheless, that's what I did. I was out here. I went to funerals, bro. Kids getting killed on my case.
That was then,
you
brother. What are you
tell
gonna
me. You
do
can't
now?
tell me I ain't seen it.
What
Hey,
you gonna do
what I'm
now?
gonna do now is not what I'm gonna do now is not kill my own people.
But you're not gonna do
my
no
own
youth.
case. So
You just brought up
I had
youth,
50
but you're
kids.
not gonna do any
Go
youth
ahead.
development. Why don't you get out here and work
What
with
you
the
mean
youth?
about youth development? I mean, I
Youth
mentor
development,
kids,
yeah.
but hey, yeah, look, I mentor kids all the time, bro. But that don't mean that they ain't out here ready to kill somebody. I can't stop kids from killing each other.
So
What
like
I can do is talk about it.
We've come full circle. You're gonna talk, but you're not gonna do anything to be a part of the solution. I got you.
There is no solution to be had other than don't kill nobody.
There's plenty of people in the city of Cincinnati that's on top of this issue on the street level, on all different levels trying to do it. What they need is more warriors like yourself to use all this great intelligence you got running this dumb shit about the charter committee. If you put some of that time into working with these youth, you might be able to get out here and make a difference. But you're not going to do that,
police,
are you?
Look, the police job is to find out who's killing our kids. Hope Deli's doing a great job because she organizes these hurt moms. I don't know if you've seen her before. You should know who she is. You watch the TV. Sometimes you see Hope Deli, who murdered our son.
Then why don't you get on her team then? Get on her team and get behind her. She can use a soldier.
That woman. Look, I support that woman, but I can't experience the pain that she's had because she's actually had a child taken from her. And see, the reality is they want to find out who kills their kids. That's for the police to figure out. But yeah, I'm supposed to talk about it, because the reality is this is something that's going on in our community. So if I didn't talk about it, I would be remiss. And if we're going to talk about Derek Chauvin, you're remiss in overlooking the fact that black people are killing black people in the city of Cincinnati. We got kids suffering from drive-by. You, Nathan Ivey, can't stop somebody's kids from getting shot in the drive-by unless you won't get out there and get shot with them. And that'll be detrimental to your family. All you doing is your part, bro. It's not going out here killing nobody. Okay, period. I'm just saying, you're making it sound like you ain't doing nothing. No, I'm doing my part by not participating in murder.
Ooh, you're doing your part by not participating in murder. Right. Talk about the lowest common denominator. You're doing the least amount.
That's what it's all about, bro.
No,
it's all about the lowest common denominator.
That's not what it's all about. What it's all about is, the problem is that a lot of people see issues and they talk, but they don't really put no action behind it. They don't really do anything. They ain't really trying to build anything that's going to lead to something that's going to deal with the issue. That's what you're doing. You keep bringing this up, but I'm like, so what you going to do about it? And there's a whole lot you could do, but you're not willing to do that.
Look, man, unless I'm building the machine for Minority Report,
I don't think
we ain't got Minority Report here, bro.
I don't think you really care. I think it's just something for you to talk about.
Nah, I really do care about black people dying in the streets at the hands of other black people.
I don't believe it.
I mean, that's cool.
I don't believe it.
Fine.
I think it's just something for you to talk about, because a brother like you, with all that intelligence, with all that mobility, if you really cared about it, you'd be doing something about it, and you're not. That means you don't really care about it.
I've done my part, okay? And I continue to do my part by talking about it. I mentor young people. Look, you can't take that away from me. But the reality is, I'm not going to go out. I'm not going out here to catch no bullets.
I ain't asked you to catch no bullets, but you can get active. You can get active. You can get. Nobody asked you to catch a bullet. Now you want to play the extreme. I'm just telling you to put your actions where your words are.
I was just downtown. Me and Terrence was just downtown hanging out with some young people on Saturday.
Don't bring Terrence into it. I'm talking to you. I'm asking you
what you're doing. He was with me. He's my witness.
What you're gonna do? That's what I'm saying. You keep bringing this up, but what you gonna do about it?
All I can do is mentor these young kids before they get to be teenage.
You can do more than that. Okay, we'll keep mentoring the young kids, man. If you feel like there's something that people are not doing in Cincinnati, then build it. Or find somebody that's already doing it and get on their team.
Bro, there's nobody out here stopping black on black murder. It's the Cincinnati Police Department. That's it. Ain't nobody else stopping it, bro. Ain't no activists out here stopping it. Iris Foley can't stop that. Can't nobody stop that. All right? If black people want to kill black people, they will do it, especially with the dope game the way it is out here. It is about turf. It is about money. It is about power. These young kids understand that. I mean, they shot up a 16-year-old kid in the head right there on Reading and Rockdale, right there for the Family Dollar. Okay? A drive-by. Killed the young man. Now, how was you going to stop that? You can't. All you could do is talk about it, and hopefully the police catch these individuals and run them the max. That's what we're up against, okay? And mentor these young folks to hopefully give them another path. It's all you can basically do, bro. You can't stop nobody out here from killing nobody if they want to kill somebody. You can't. We don't do Minority Report. This ain't Tom Cruise.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
It sounds like you got it all figured. You have convinced yourself that all you can do is talk. That's what it sounds like. So
all I can do is do my part and not murder.
Yeah, and all you can do, and your part is just talking. I get you. Like I said, I hear you.
All right, comrade. I'll let you go on this Monday.
All right, brother. Take it easy.
Have a good day. You too.
That's Black Russia. On that dumb ish. You know what I'm saying? You know, so everybody got to do their part. You know, everybody's part ain't the same. You know, I'm a media guy. I'm a platform builder. I feel like we need more, we need more opportunities to raise Black voices. That's what I'm doing. I ain't talking about it. I'm doing it. So if you out there and you feel like we got to stop the phenomenon of Black people killing Black people, then get busy then. Go do it. Quit talking about it. Go build something. If you feel like that there's not something that needs to be built, then go build it. Period. And if there's people out there already in that lane, then get on their team. Simple as that. That's what the problem is. Too many people running their gums and talking, but they ain't really doing nothing. And you don't got to do what I do, and I don't have to do what you do. Whatever your talents are and whatever spark you have and whatever whatever way that you feel like you need to be involved, you get involved. That might look different from mine, but go do something then. And he didn't paint this picture, well, we can't do nothing. Oh, woe is me. I can't stop. You right. That's not the issue, though. But you said youth development. I put development in there. Start with these babies. Support before and after school programs. Studies suggest that a lot of these bad things that's happening with the youth is happening after school. That's why I support after school programs. Let's make sure we push the politicians so in some of these neighborhoods, kids got other places. You said mentoring. That can go a long way. Whoever said you gonna save everybody? That ain't the point. Just do what you can do. Simple as that. But just bumping your gums talking about Black people killing Black people, I mean, that's so lame. Go ahead and build something. Go do something. Start you a group. Start you a Facebook group. Or start there. Coalesce with people. There's a lot of people that feel that way in Cincinnati. Come together. Walk the streets. Whatever you got to do. Get creative. God damn it. I got to come up with all the ideas for you. You the person that said you care so much about it. So go out there and make something happen, Captain. Other than that, miss me with that nonsense, man. I don't want to hear all that garbage. It's a Monday. All right, let's go to the phones. Good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, Mr. Ivy. This is your West Side Connection, the one and only Drop Squad 52, also known as the Black Not Democrat. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing terrific. Welcome.
Thank you for having me, Mr. Ivy. I am not one to bring up the past, revisionist history, but I need to ask for an apology again from you for mischaracterizing something I did last week on your show.
What?
Now you remember when you asked me to send you evidence?
Yeah, you did a
of
bad
these
job.
lame ass.
You did a terrible job,
Mr. Ivy. You know I made a mistake and sent you the wrong article.
You know
I did.
Defense attorney, because you'll get me locked up.
But see, Mr. Ivy, I am not your attorney. I do not play an attorney on talk radio or on your podcast. But Mr. Ivy, you glossed over the other two.
I did not.
Posts that I put.
I talked about
you glossed over it.
I did not.
Mr. Ivy, I didn't say you didn't read it. I said, listen carefully, because you are good at what you do, sir. That's why you are Nathan Ivy, the number one provocateur, the number one with a bullet raconteur. You are good at what you do, Mr. Ivy, like you just did with Black Russia. Shout out to the Alt Middle and all their affiliates, like you just did with Black Russia. Okay? Now, Mr. Ivy, again, you glossed over the other two articles that I sent you correctly to demonstrate what I was talking about. Okay, so again, like I said, you're not going to give me, you probably won't give me the apology because you're claiming that you did nothing wrong.
Apology for what? You called in last week, Drop, and you said that there was.
But Mr. Ivy, It was obvious that I sent you the wrong article based on the other two
Okay.
that I sent you.
Okay.
Okay, and you knew it. But see,
let's move beyond your blunder.
exactly.
Let's move beyond your
Okay,
blunder.
let's move.
Okay.
Okay, let's move beyond that.
The other two
Okay,
articles,
let's
I did
talk.
not gloss over them. I talked about them at some length on the show. I mean, I
No,
can't read it
you
verbatim because I'm live on
discredited.
the air. Yes, I did.
No,
Yes,
I know,
did.
Mr. Ivy. You discounted and discredited the main article because you said that the source was questionable.
Yeah,
from
the
a law
source
enforcement.
matters. The source matters. You go into these
No,
right-wing
what matters
sources.
is the art. No, Mr.
Yes.
Ivy. See, okay, all right, okay, that's fine. But did I or did I not give you proof of what I was talking about?
You did
and
not give
plus,
me proof. You did not.
Okay,
give me proof.
all right, okay, all right, okay,
You did
okay. I
not.
fine because see, I was prepared for this because I knew you were going to say this, and that's why I didn't call on Friday because I was going to wait until the Sunday shows this past Sunday, yesterday, and every single one, all 5 of them, Meet the Press, Face the Nation, This Week with George Stephanopoulos, Meet the Press, Fox News Sunday, and State of the Union on CNN. All 5 mentioned why the crime is out of control with black people, young black people killing young black people, like Black Russia was talking about. And one of the 2 issues that they talked about was no cash bail and lenient judges because of these new mandates that have been put down by city councils and state legislators because of the so-called defund the police movement, where they're letting people out on bond, people who were previously let out on bond for murders and assaults and possession of illegal firearms. If you look at Mr. Ivy, see again, I don't have to come on here and lie. And you know I'm telling you the truth, that these criminals are being let out, whether it be hardly no bail, whether it be zero bail, or whether they're being released when they have previous cases of violent crime that they were previously bonded out on. So again, Mr. Ivy, the proof is there. And again, I know this is your show. I'm not going to try to tell you how to run your show, okay? But when you call me out and I prove to you that what I'm saying is the truth after you accuse me of misleading, lying, being a bad lawyer, whatever you want to call it, the facts are out there, Mr. Ivy, and I blew up your timeline. And you know I did. But see, you ain't going to talk about it because I sent you evidence, proof after proof after proof. I almost thought you was going to block me. I'm just kidding. But I blew up your timeline, Mr. Ivy, just to prove my point that there is a serious problem in some of these cities, not all cities, but the cities that the president sent out this special task force to investigate these killings, to try to arrest some of these people, that the local prosecutors are not locking these people up. Now, if you go back to the 94 crime bill, or you go back when Giuliani was the mayor of New York City with stop and frisk, we still had guns everywhere. Guns have always been around in this country. But when you lock people up and you start enforcing the laws on the book, crime goes down. And you know it, and I know it, but sometimes, Mr. Ivy, you just going to be the best talk show host you can be, and you are, like you said, the agent provocateur. So, again, I'm not going to take up too much of your time, but there is a problem in some of these cities that are run by Democrats with these lenient bail laws, with no cash bail legislation. And matter of fact, New York had to rescind theirs because it's getting out of control, Mr. Ivy. Criminals will be criminals. If they know, like in Chicago, police ain't going to chase you, they going to do dirt. If they know that the police ain't going to really, they're going to stand back and just kind of let things happen because they don't want to get prosecuted, and shout out for the state of Minnesota for giving Derek Chauvin 22 years. He'll probably never get out of prison.
Some common sense into all of this nonsense you
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So this
at the end of my article, go ahead.
I want to just read a little snippet because you're acting as if like this is a fact. And there is a debate going on. And I think what you said last week is that prosecutors are not locking up murderers for the crimes that they're committing. Isn't that what you said last week?
Mr. Ivy, whatever you want to say, bro. Go ahead.
I want to make sure I'm correct before I lay into it. I want to make sure I got the facts straight.
You always correct, Mr. Ivy. It's your show. Okay. You always right.
Whatever you need to say, bro, but I'm going to still give you this work. Like, you know, you're wrong about that. So here's a clip. Here's just a snippet from the article that you sent me. Again, you can never be my defense attorney because you'll get me locked up. You'll present evidence that'll make me go to jail. So stay out.
Yeah, just like a public defender does. Yeah. Right. Go ahead.
Yeah. So here's a snippet from the latest article, the last article you sent me from the Chicago Sun-Times. Cook County State Attorney Kim Fox, black woman, is among county officials who've pushed back against the police department's assertion. That's the police department's assertion, right? That the judges aren't they're letting too many people out. Right, this is a black woman in Cook
That's
County.
From the black police chief. The black police chief. Right.
So this is Cook County State Attorney Kim Fox pushing back on the police department's assertion that people free on bail are responsible for Chicago's rise in violent crime. She says that the statistics don't back that up. For instance, Fox says of more than 1,800 arrests for illegal gun possession in the first 6 months of 2020, only a relative few, 26, were repeat offenders.
Well, we're in 2021. What are you talking about?
I'm just saying, we're in 2021.
We're in 2021.
You know how this work. We won't get statistics.
Did you hear, Mr. Ivy? Did you hear?
I'm just trying to say.
Did you hear the black? Did you hear the black police chief?
It's not a fact.
It is,
it might
because
be some people's opinion, but there's other people
Why is she pushing back
who
then,
have a
Mr. Ivy?
Opinion, and they have statistics to back it up. It just don't make good sense to me.
Why is Kim Fox? Why is she pushing back on what the black police chief said when they had 2 mass murders in 1 week?
And
why did
because she got a different opinion. She got a different qualified opinion. That's why.
He's the chief. He's the police chief that's arresting people. She's the prosecutor that's letting them out.
All I know.
Of course she gonna push back. What are you talking about?
All I know
is happening.
Is I'm looking at an article that you sent me. It's got the same
Stop
statistics
with that, Mr. Ivy. Stop with focusing on me.
To me, bro. You just
did you hear what Brother Forte said?
Some articles. Now
did you hear?
Now I'm doing a deep dive, and you don't like it.
No, you're not. No, you're not. Did I say? Mr. Ivy, I thought you said we were going to move past what I did last week and focus on what happened Sunday on the morning talk show when they all talked about the cash bail system and these new no bails that these legislators are passing in these blue cities. It's not working.
See, all that is the law and order lock.
You try to put it on me, just like you did with Black Russia. You're trying to make it. You're trying to make it about us instead of about the issues that we're talking about.
Your faulty misinformation and misreading the information that's available. You sent me this article. So I'm holding you accountable
Ivy,
for what you sent me. If you didn't want me to look at it, you shouldn't have sent it to me. I'm reading it, and it's not. There is a debate about it. There's different opinions, and there's statistics on both sides. In fact,
what's the debate about? To back up your what is the debate, Mr. Ivy? What is the debate about?
The debate
since you just admitted it,
you think, along with some people like the
that's the debate
in Chicago, they seem to believe that the reason why there's an uptick in violent crimes is because judges are too lenient. I don't believe that, and neither do
you can believe what you want,
including this woman named Attorney Kim Fox, who's quoted in the article that you sent me. I didn't send it to you. You should have read it all the way through before you sent it to me.
Okay. So why didn't you read the article, Mr. Ivy? You did not read the article, Mr. Ivy. I'm not playing your game. You can hang up on me, but you didn't.
Did you read
the other article?
You sent it to me?
Read the other. I only sent you 3.
Right.
One I told you was a mistake. Read the other article that you're not reading.
So this is half of what you. This is 50% of your argument,
Mr. Ivy. I'm not your. What are you talking about?
I'm asking you. Did you read this article you sent me from the Chicago Sun-Times?
Mr. Ivy, look at my timeline, sir.
Because
It doesn't matter whether I read it or not.
Send it to me.
Is it the
It
truth?
doesn't matter if you read it or not. How you gonna send me an article as evidence for your point and you ain't even read the article?
Because guess why? Because you just read it and you won't read the other one.
What?
Because you won't read the other one about Darian, I can't think his name, in New York. Read that one, Mr.
Lord,
Ivy.
forgive me for my
the one that you said, the one that you said came from the questionable website.
Listen, brother.
You didn't read that one. You didn't read that one. You didn't read that.
You didn't read that before you send this press scene.
All right.
Because I'm gonna read it.
Mr. Ivy. Mr. Ivy.
You don't even know what's in the article. You just sent this to me like just gonna back your argument up, and it does the complete opposite. Don't ever get into the legal profession. You would be terrible at it.
Well, hey, I'm trying to be a radio talk show caller.
You got to get your facts
and that's
straight.
all I'm trying to do.
Then you got to get your
facts
straight.
You trying to make me a lawyer? You trying to make me a politician?
I'm just trying to make
you trying to make me a political pundit? No, you ain't trying to make me nothing.
You sent this to me and didn't even read it, as if this was going to back up your argument, and it does the complete opposite.
Thank you. But see, Mr. Ivy, like you always say, it's some very intelligent people in the chop shop. And it's a lot of people that heard my call on Thursday. It's people that are listening to this call today. It is people that saw the Sunday talk shows yesterday. Every single one talked about the crime problem. Not one talked about Kamala I'm Black Y'all Harris fake-ass visit to El Paso, Texas, 800 miles from Laredo, Texas, where the real problem is. But see, again, Mr. Ivy, that's why I mess with you, sir. That's why I love your show, because you are fair and biased. Drop Squad 52, also known as a Black Not Democrat, dropping science. Politics is not about the truth. It's about what you can get people to believe. Peace out.
Yeah, and we ain't going to believe that nonsense. We ain't going for it. How you going to send me an article? You sent me 3 articles. 2 of them don't even back up your argument, dude. I'm not trying to make you into anything other than be accountable. If you're going to get into the media game, then read the articles. Read them so that you know what you're talking about. Because if you send something to me, then you calling and challenging me, I'm going to read it. I'm going to read it. I'm not going to just go with the headline. I'm actually going to read all the way through it. I would suggest that before you send another talk show host an article like, here's my point, that you actually read it to make sure that it makes your point. This man sent me 3 articles. 2 of them contradict his argument. Who do you think you talking to, man? Where you think you are? This the chop shop. You think I'm just going to be like, oh, I read the headline and go with that? It's never going to happen. I don't roll like that. And then you had the nerve to call back in on a Monday and challenge me on it? And you think I'm not going to read all the way through it? Come on, bro. We got to do better than that. We owe the audience more than that. We got to do better than that, bro. So no, you didn't again, send me 3 more articles then. This time, read the articles, make sure they're from credible sources, right? And I'll take a look at it. You know what I'm saying? But right now, I remain unconvinced. Let's go back to the phones. Good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, Nate. Happy Monday.
Hey, happy Monday. And congratulations, Danita. Congratulations.
Thank you. It was a great weekend.
Black excellence. I love it.
Thank you. So I want to make a suggestion to Drop as well. I hope he's listening. One of the things that I learned way back in high school is that when you are researching something, you can't honestly just have one source. Because like you said, your source may not be credible. And the article could be slanted to what they wanted to say. So you always want to look at a couple of sources, especially if you're going to go on a radio show spouting it. You know what I mean? You want to make sure that your information is correct so you don't look silly. So I did not read the article that Drop sent you. I just honestly did a quick Google search on the 3 names that he put. So let's look at what I found. He mentioned again this morning about the gentleman from New York. His argument on Thursday was that the judge let the guy out in New York who did have a a violent crime history, let him out with no bail. That was false. What happened in New York was the guy was given a bail. He was marked no release, but someone in the clerk's office made a mistake and marked him as released, and that's how the guy got out. It was not that the judge said, you know what, you have a violent history, but I'm going to go with no bail. It's not what happened. But if Drop had done a little bit of research, he would have found what I found. Should the guy have been put on the street? Absolutely not. But Drop is incorrect in saying that the judge gave him no bail. Incorrect. The second article that he sent was about the kid, the man who murdered a child, and Drop said he was let out. But when I did a quick Google search, that man actually, his own child was killed. He was a drug addict, and the child was it either 6 years old or 6 months? I'm getting that the age. But that guy, his kid, found his drugs and ingested them. So that's why, you could say the guy shouldn't have been let out, but that doesn't fit Drop's narrative, because Drop's narrative is violence against other people. You know what I mean? So he picked the wrong article on that one as well. If he'd done a little bit of research, he would have saw that guy didn't get out on what Drop was complaining. The third article that Drop sent, this guy was released because at the arraignment hearing, the only witness recanted. So there was no evidence to hold the guy. The prosecution had to say, we have nothing. And we all know in America, and at least we hope, if they have no evidence against you, shouldn't they let you go if they have no evidence?
Absolutely.
So Drop, those three things that you sent, you were wrong, buddy, in every instance. So what I want to suggest to Drop is next time, do a little bit more research, because we know Google, it's not hard. He would have found the exact same things that I did. So maybe Drop, send us another 3 today, and I'll check behind you again.
Thanks for the call, Diddy. I appreciate it. As I understand it, facts on facts on facts. Yeah. See, there's this narrative out there in conservative media that the Democrats are ruining cities, and these liberal judges are just letting out violent criminals. And all this is a reaction to the law and order mentality. They want to lock you up and throw away the key. Bloated prison systems. I don't get it. But again, I ain't seen no evidence where they do that in America, where white judges and prosecutors are working hard to let black violent criminals go. They locking up black men and women who ain't even violent. So please stop with all of that and get your ish together. It's easier today now more. It's easier today now more than in any other time in American history to get your facts straight. All you got to do is, like she said, Google it. All you got to do is Google it. All you got to do is Google it. Make sure you got credible sources. And really, quite honestly, whenever you're trying to prove something, you try to disprove it. That's really what you're trying to do. You should try to disprove it. And if you can't disprove it, then perhaps it's true. But just sending me a bunch of articles, 2 out of 3 actually on the surface or stuff inside of it completely disprove your point. And then you're going to call in here, got the nerve to call in here and try to hold me accountable for your blunder. It's just not going to go well. It's just not going to go well. Good morning to you. Oh my God, my work is not done. My work is not done. And Drop, I know you love Black Talk Radio. I know you listen to this show and others. That's great, man. But you got to pull away from that Fox News, that Sean Hannity-ish. You got to pull away, man, because they are glamming you, bro. You are glam. They got you. And it started with Rush Limbaugh. That's what it started. It started with Rush. Listen to Rush. Rush was great at spinning things to make it seem like it was one thing when it was really another. He was really, really good at that. And man, you listen to him, he'll have you thinking that the white man is under attack and that the liberals are just running American cities into the ground and that the only salvation you have is the grand old party. Speaking of which, have you heard the latest about Trump? Now, you know, I don't really talk a lot about Trump because he's not in office anymore. And therefore, I want to make him irrelevant. He's not irrelevant, but to me, I want him to be irrelevant. But something interesting hit the news wire within the last few days that we got to talk about because I think we all remember this. According to a new book that is soon to be released, the former president of the United States, almost died from COVID. Did y'all hear this? Apparently, he was way more sick than the Trump administration was letting us know. Yeah. Trump's chief of staff feared the president was going to die. Apparently, behind closed doors, they was running around scared to death that he was going to die because when he caught COVID, he almost died. His symptoms was way more severe than it was letting on. Here's a few key facts, excerpts from the book that I'm reading from Forbes.com this morning. When Trump was admitted to Walter Reed Hospital with COVID symptoms last fall, his chief of staff feared that he might die. According to an article in the Washington Post adapted from the new book titled Nightmare Scenario, the book is all about Trump's response to the pandemic. So let me get this straight. Tens of thousands of people was getting sick. Thousands of people, if not tens of thousands of people, were dying. Trump was running around in front of everybody acting like COVID was no big deal, nothing to see here, the China virus. Remember all of this nonsense? He contracts COVID and nearly almost comes close to death. His reaction was so severe that his chief of staff thought he was going to die. And this man was still running around in front of the public acting like it was no big deal. So nothing to see here. Oh, no. Just get some bleach and water. You'll be fine. Apparently, they brought him back from the brink by using all type of experimental, drugs and treatments, stuff that you and I just didn't have. We probably still don't have access to. Oh my God. Another revelation apparently from the book, which I'm reading excerpts, so I'm getting it secondhand. I haven't read the book myself, but apparently there's an excerpt in the book in which Trump was dealing with COVID, right? But he didn't want to go to the hospital because he didn't want people to know. So apparently his aides were like, look, you got two grim options. You can either go to the hospital now, or you can wait and we can put you in a wheelchair and wheel you into the hospital. And that's what made Trump go to the hospital. Oh, man. Apparently, as the former president was laying ill in the hospital, the then Food and Drug Administration Commissioner, Stephen Hahn, received an urgent request from a top White House official to fast track the authorization for an experimental treatment that wasn't yet approved by the FDA. So Trump got that special treatment because he was a president. And this is the man that Drop voted for again. So there's the truth. I'm not surprised by it one bit. Like the Trump administration, that whole 4 years was nothing but a circus. It was nothing but a show. And Trump was the clown, the ringmaster, the lion tamer. He did the acrobatics. He ate some fire and almost died from COVID. This man almost died from COVID. Like, we'll never know how many lives could have been saved if we had a more responsible person that was the president. But because we had an irresponsible, narcissistic showman, everything's a reality show with this dude. This guy's putting on a show like nothing to see here. Meanwhile, as soon as he gets behind the curtain, he's breaking down and they wheeling him out in a wheelchair. We got what we deserve, quite honestly. The smart, dumb cats, I'm not going to vote for Hillary. I ain't going to vote for no Hillary. I ain't voting for no woman. Because she said something 20 years ago, right? We got what we deserved, man. We got what we deserved. Shout out to the smart dumb cats. I can't vote for no Hillary because 20 years ago she said something about the black kids. What the hell does that have to do with the election in 2016? I don't care what nobody say. I think Hillary would have been way more responsible with COVID, just like Joe Biden's more responsible with COVID than Trump ever could have been, because he was so caught up with the show and putting up appearances, he couldn't deal with the substance in some cases. So Rachel writes, I'm thinking Drop wants attention. No way this black man really believes what he says. Fake shock jock. I think, again, hopefully I had to give him some tough love because that's my brother right there. I got love for Drop, but I had to give him some tough love this morning because I want him to do better. If you're going to do this whole black not Democrat thing, read the freaking articles before you send them to Nathan Ivey or anybody else out there. Because a talk show host that's worth his weight in any time is going to read it before they comment on it. It's real simple. So no, I think Drop really believes it because, yeah, he'll listen to this show. He'll probably listen to some other black talk shows and get a little bit because he likes talk radio, but he's spending way too much time with Hannity and Tucker Carlson every day. And they're just misleading you, bro. They're straight up misleading you. Terrence Grasson writes, the Trump organization, his CFO are facing charges today. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Listen, if he did the crime, he should do the time. Simple as that. I don't wish anything on Trump that he doesn't deserve. If the prosecutors and investigators find out he did crimes and it warrants him to go to jail, he should go to jail. Simple as that. Just like you and me. Just like anybody else. You ain't no damn different. You are no damn different. Good morning to you. If you want to share your thoughts this morning, 513-873-7134. All I would ask is that you open your mind before you open your mouth. Other than that, it's all good. We can always agree to disagree. You can't have your own facts, though. But we can always agree to disagree. Always. Any day. I think Danita said it down. She said it straight. Let me see. Gregson writes, Kaz, there are more beta males than alpha males out here. Warren County is a beta who simps, so of course you love his perspective. Alphas like me don't, I think he means care. Lisa writes, I would have left that urgent message on not read. Tracy writes, I don't believe that fool had COVID and was near death. I believe it. I saw a video of Trump. It was after he had COVID. He was breathing. He was trying to catch his breath. I believe it. I believe he had COVID and almost died. It makes sense because what do we know about COVID? We know that COVID hit people who were out of shape especially bad. And Trump was one of the most out of shape men in America. Never works out. You eating fast food every day. He was prime for it. He was prime for it. I could see it. Like, we know that the healthier you were before you got COVID, the more likely you were that your symptoms were not going to be really, really bad. We know that. And just look at Trump. He was a mess. He was a mess. It was just kind of hard to tell because he had expensive tailored suits. That's the reason. That's one thing that an expensive tailored suit will do for you. It will hide your body. It'll make you look better than what you really look. It'll give you a nice form. That's why wealthy men spend a lot of money for those suits, especially when they're in front of people. Makes them look better. Yeah. Man, I bet he took that suit off and who knows what the hell was happening. It's probably a scene from like the first Men in Black. Alicia writes, maybe a topic for another day, Blexit. Why more blacks are leaving the country? Because they sick of America. They got the means to do so. They want to live somewhere else. And they sick of this country. That's why. Danita writes, rack the host. Trump is exactly a case of we got what we deserve. Yeah, we got exactly what we deserve with Trump. Nat writes, Drip is my African-American over there. Cass writes, but nobody said that TLG, they were all in the same room supporting the child. That's what we're commenting on. Has nothing to do with the baby mama. Cameron writes, at first I didn't believe he had it. I believed it from the jump because the way that Trump was acting about COVID, that was the last thing that he wanted to happen. Like the way that he was out there, shielding the world and trying to act like COVID was no big deal. The last thing in the world that he wanted to happen was for him to get it. And then because he talked so much ish about it, like, oh, it's no big deal. It's just like a rash. You rub some cocoa butter on it, it goes away in 3 days. Because he played it down so much, when he got it and almost died from it, He had to act like it was no big deal. He had to keep the charade going. Oh, no big deal. Nothing to see here. Let's go back to the phones. Good morning. Welcome to the show.
What's going on, Nate? How you doing, man?
I'm doing great. Welcome to the show, Glenn.
We were just going off on your little rant today. Basically, Donald Trump is who we thought he was. I'm actually reading an article right now because we're talking about his response to COVID. I don't know if you heard this. And I just did a basic, because I heard about it on the podcast, but I did a basic Google search. So I put it in Secret Service agents with COVID. Nate, during Mr. Trump's presidency, Watchdog reports that almost 900 Secret Service agents were infected with COVID. Matter of fact, it was 881, Nate. 477 worked in the Special Agents Division. So you talk about how many lives might have been saved if you had a more coherent plan, somebody that actually could respond cogently to a pandemic response. This is another example. Remember when they were dancing to Billie Jean out in Tulsa, Oklahoma? Remember when the black folks were doing the Billie Jean?
I do.
Remember, could have saved Herman Cain. Herman Cain was at that rally. Remember, Nate? I mean, God rest his soul, but you see my point. Had he come out just a simple mask, remember when he was getting on the reporters, "Oh, you trying to be PC?" Remember when he talked about the China virus to the Asian reporter? Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's all like a big ass Gong show when you think about the last 4 years. And then you get dropped in Black Finneytown. Now you get a new name every day, Black Uzbekistan. I said it, Nate. His political advice is about as useful as the shooting sleeve on Ben Simmons' left arm. It's useless. Why even listen to the garbage? This is the same guy that supported Jim Neal. How did that work out? Remember, this is the same guy, 2 days or 24 hours after the massacre up in Pittsburgh, sent a letter talking about the Star of David to Greg Landsman. Remember that?
Right.
Remember that?
I do remember that.
I called him the worst political operative ever. I mean, if Drop Shop is like the public defender of the Chop Shop, the Rudy Giuliani. I mean, come on, guys. And God bless Danita. I love her. Get him, sister. Get him. Because we know better. And then Drop tried to play. That's all they talked about was crime and black-on-black crime on the Sunday shows. That was a lie. Oh, and by the way, Drop, if you actually look at the statistics, I think it's someplace out in, I think it's Strasburg, Pennsylvania. They might have like the highest murder rate in the country. Yeah. Like per capita or whatever, because I'm sure that Black Uzbekistan, if you're out there, your boy Schmezerman, maybe he can go outside of the normal, let me see, Chicago, Baltimore, New York. Give me another city, Nate. What, Compton? What else? Detroit. Give me another one. Give me a street. Oh, 13th and Republic, Avondale, the usual suspects they throw out there, and then they get your boys out there, the black ones. I dance. Go on out there, Negro. Do your Tim Scott thing locally. Black Russia, you and Smotherman, a.k.a. the Caitlyn Jenner of Cincinnati politics, you are like that local Tim Scott. And we saw it. And they used to say, I seen you. Nate, I got to get out of here, man. But you know how it is. In the end, I hope they getting what I'm spitting. Petty peace.
Appreciate the call. Yeah, Black Russia going hard. I saw he posted, I think he posted in a group talking about Smitherman's record or something. Last time I checked, there was no comments or anything, no activity on it. Hey, good morning, son. She's not feeling well. Okay. You sad about that? Yeah, they won't. How you feeling today? You brush your hair? You brush it up on your dresser. Make sure you brush your hair, man. Okay? You can run upstairs and get your brush real quick. Thank you for those germs. Love your daddy? Your daddy loves you too. Okay. Get that brush. Get the brush real quick. You going the wrong way. That way. Get the brush real quick. That's my boy. Where were we? 513-873. Little family moment. 513-873-7134. Last night I watched the BET Awards and I came to a conclusion that Meg Thee Stallion is the updated version of Little Kim. She was dancing, if you want to call that dancing. She was gyrating. And as a heterosexual male, I have no problem with it. You know, as a heterosexual male, I'm here for all of that. I'm here for all of it. Loves it. Yep. And but dancing, no. And I'll be honest with you. I mean, the heterosexual male of me was here for it. But in terms of like entertainment, she ain't got much of a stage presence. Just a lot of bouncing, which I'm cool with. As a man, I love bouncing and a lot of jiggling. And as a man, I love jiggling. But not really a whole lot. And it dawned on me, oh, Little Kim. She's the modern day Little Kim. And, listen, that her music is going to keep selling because it appeals to us as our society in ways that people like it. You know what I'm saying? People like it basic. She's selling sex and dope beats. And that's it. That's all you need. And I'm not mad at that sister. I mean, she didn't set up the rules. You brushed it? Let me see. Turn to the side. Okay, you're looking good. Looking good. She didn't set up the rules. Society set up the rules. She's just playing by them. So I got a chance to watch a little bit of the BET Awards last night. It's been a minute, but the wifey turned it on, and I actually fell asleep on it. But I know they did a DMX tribute on BET Awards last night, so props to them for that. And it seems like it was a good event. Hold on one second. Hold on one second. Hold on one second. We're gonna take a quick commercial break. Hold on one second. Gotta holler at the wifey.
Lately, my thoughts got me distant. Darker days filling up darker minds. Stuck in this room that keeps spinning, wondering how you been, where you hide. Late night drinking, wishful thinking. What if you were here? Morning waking, heart still aching. Something about the way you make me feel. I don't wanna mess up your night. I don't wanna put up a fight. I don't wanna trouble you, babe, but I gotta say, I don't wanna waste no more time trying to shake the feelings inside. Finally got made up my mind. Can't go one more day without you. No, no, no. Lately, there's something.
All right, sorry about that. Had to step away for a second. You know, family means everything. Had to holler at her before she left. Good morning to you. Thank you for being here. So where are we at? 9 a.m.? Actually, man, I'd only planned to go for an hour, but we got heavy into some conversations. I got a bunch of stuff I have to get off my plate today. Just have to get this stuff done today. But, man, I posted this, man, and I can't give you any details about it because they're of a sensitive nature, all that kind of stuff. But I can talk around and talk generally, man. But as an adult, man, you really, the longer you live, the more you learn. The longer you live, the more you learn. And, you know, everybody makes mistakes. We do shit, you know, as adults and things like that, man. But have you ever, you know, there's a saying out there, be careful what you ask for because you might get it. You ever heard that before? Oh, man, that shit is so true. That shit is so true, bro. It's so true. I only share this as a testimony because it might hit somebody out there. You might be maybe deciding to make a decision here or there, and you're not really sure. So I just want to remind this to the audience. Be careful what you ask for because you just might get it. You just might get it. And when you get it, it may not be what you thought it was going to be. And have you ever done something and you look back like, why in the hell did I do that? You ever done it before? I'm not asking you to reveal any secrets or anything like that. I'm just think about it in your own head. But, oh, man, I'm dealing with something like that right now where, you know, it's easier to forgive other people sometimes than it is for yourself when you make decisions. And then you look at it and you're like, I don't really like that. I ain't really like that decision. You ever did that before? Again, you don't have to share any details or anything like that. We all grown folks, so we've all made mistakes and did shit. And you look back like, what was I thinking of? And sometimes that's alcohol related. You know what I'm saying? You're like, oh my God, the Grey Goose got me. It's the gin and juice got me, right? In my case, that's not the situation, but oh man. So I'm just going to say it again. Be careful what you ask for because you just might get it. And I don't know, generally speaking, I'm pretty good at forgiving myself when I make mistakes because I'm human. You know what I'm saying? You know, people do shit and you like, I don't think I like that. I don't think I really want to do that. I shouldn't have done that, you know, that kind of stuff. So word to the wise. And also think about it. Have you ever done that before? You ever made a decision and at the moment you're like, yeah, this is tight. This is what's up. And then you look back and you're like, what the hell was I thinking? You ever did that before? I think that's just the ups and downs of being human, right? I think it's all a part of what makes life what it is. Because like when you get it right and you happy with it, you like, yeah. But that means you got to deal. It's like trial and error, right? You know, even, you know, I'm in my 40s now, my late 40s. So it's like, even with trial and error, it's like you live and you learn. You live and you learn. But I want to put that out there. That might touch somebody this morning. You know what I'm saying? It might touch somebody. J. Rose writes, I'm late to class. Hola, beautiful people. Terrence writes, oh, snap. Cash writes, but nobody said that if you're assuming and projecting. I'm not sure what she's talking about. I think she's having a conversation. Oh, she's talking with Terrence. But Daryl feels me. He said, I've done it, man. Oh my God. I'm dealing with it right now. I'm like, what in the hell was I thinking? What exactly was I thinking of? You know what I'm saying? You ever did something and when you look back, you realize, What in the hell? But the good thing about life is that in most cases, depending on what the decision was, you can always make it a brighter day and move on. So it is what it is. Let me see. Um, okay, they're going back and forth talking about stuff related to the show, which is really a good thing. Janice writes, I was highly insulted by the Trump administration. In fact, outraged. Janice writes, the BET Awards was a circus. I only saw a small part of it. Again, the wifey turned it on. She was doing a family call, that kind of thing. And then somebody must have said, hey, the BET Awards are on. She turned it on. I haven't watched the BET Awards in many, many years. There was a time when I had to watch it all the time because I wanted to be your cultural critic. I kind of got away from it. But I'm still into our culture. That's a part of our culture as well. So I plugged in a little bit and watched a little bit of it. Taraji P. Henson, who was the host, I thought she did a great job. I saw the part where she was pushing up on Method Man. I guess he's been working out now. I guess Method Man is a new hot it guy. All the ladies like Method Man. Cool, like whatever you like. Jay Rose writes, I've done that many times, but you live and you learn and try not to beat yourself up. Forgive yourself and let it go. Man, listen, my blunder, and I won't even call it a blunder, but my issue was so deep. I had to take the chairman mom, who, by the way, is back into the hospital. So again, it's a lot of stuff going on. My mother is back in the hospital. She got rushed to the hospital a few days ago because she was having difficulty breathing. That set me off. I'm like, word. I get a call from her from the hospital. I just kept getting a phone call from this strange number. And I am the kind of person that if it's not a number I recognize or I'm not expecting a phone call from somebody, I might send that shit straight to voicemail. That's me. And then check out the voicemail. I kept getting this number over and over again. I didn't know who the hell it was. But it kept calling me. Every time I would send the voicemail, it would call me back. I finally answered it. It's Chairman Mom. She's in the hospital. Okay, she's over at Good Sam right now. And she got rushed to the hospital because she was having difficulty breathing. Now, at her age and her health condition, that ain't no good thing. That ain't no good thing. So I'm immediately set in motion, right? You hear about your mother, the vessel that brought you to this world. The woman that raised you was in the hospital again. She was just in the hospital back in December, and it was super serious. It was not good. It was not good. It's very emotional. And but when she told me then, she's like, "Oh, I'll be out in a day or two. They just want to do some tests." I'm like, "Cool. All right, cool." I talked to her a couple of days later. I checked back in with her. She's still in the hospital. I'm like, "Yo, Mom, what's going on?" Now the situation is much more serious. So like I said, it's a whole bunch of stuff going on right now. And it definitely pulls on you. I don't care who you are. If you human, you talking about your family, your parent, shit, that's gonna definitely pull on you. But and I'll be honest with you, if I had to be honest with you, from what she's telling me, I haven't talked with the doctors yet. I hope to talk with them today or perhaps tomorrow. Hopefully I hear some good news. But from what she's telling me, it ain't looking good. She told me that the doctors now believe that what she thought was just difficulty breathing was a mild heart attack. Now, when I hear anything about heart attack, I sit up in my chair. I pay attention because you already know what I went through. So that's a very, very serious thing. And my mother's older. She got the whole wheelchair thing. Like, she be wheeling around, though. My mother's the type that'll get in her little walker wheelchair. She can scoot. And this woman will scoot across the street and go to UDF and buy something from UDF and then scoot back across the street and go home. Like, Chairman Mom she was always an individual, always very, very individualistic. And she did her own thing, even in the condition she's in now. So, just throw me some prayers up for Chairman Mom. I hope the best for her. What she told me was not good. I haven't just revealed everything because, it's private family business, but I want to give you a sense of what was going on in my life. No different than anybody else. You got people around you as you get older. Shit starts to happen. You know what I'm saying? But again, I say this to you because I really believe this. No matter what your age is, take care of that body. Take care of that body, man. Eat right. Get that workout every day. If you can't work out, you can walk. If you can't walk, just try to get in 5 minutes. You know what I'm saying? You might walk in place. If you're not the kind of person that wants to walk through the streets, you could turn on YouTube and go to some of these YouTube channels. You can walk in place at home. Get it in every day. Moderation, moderation, moderation. Remove that white sugar. Stop the drinking. Stop the smoking. Take care of your body. Your body take care of you, because you can live a long life. You can live a long, fruitful life if you're taking care of that vessel. So again, that's how I look at things. When I see things like that, it's just an opportunity for me to share that testimony with you, the audience. And we might bless one person out there. Who knows? That's good enough for me. Where are we at? 9:10. I got to make a move, family. We started the show promptly at 7:30. So now we got a good 90 minutes in, but I got a hella shit going on today that I got to take care of. One project in particular I must take care of today, or else somebody is going to take me out. And I don't want to be taken out. And I want to deliver on my promises and what I need to do on my end. It's a lot of stuff going on. I plan to be back with you tomorrow morning at 7:30 a.m., bright and early. And if I'm able to, I got 2 projects in front of me that I would like to finish today, and I have the time to do it. So I want to make sure I get that done today. And I plan to be back with you at 7:30 throughout the entire rest of the week, including on Friday as well. Now, I'll give you a heads up. On Monday, I may not do a broadcast because we're planning on traveling. I'll be out of town, and I may not have the connection that I need to broadcast next Monday. That's a maybe, because you know me, if there's any way for me to make it happen, I'm going to make it happen, Captain, because I love being with you. I love chopping things up. I love hearing your flows, your ideas, and everything that's going on. So just give you a heads up. That's Monday. You know, I may be traveling, I may be out away from the home studio, and I may not get a chance to broadcast, you know, with the quality that I really want to. So again, thank you for being here. Please like and in particular share today's show. It means everything. We're just on YouTube today. Have an excellent rest of your day, family, and we'll catch up real soon, all right? Remember our motto. Remember our motto. Remember this. Winners focus on winning. Losers focus on winners. So stay focused and stay winning, and we'll talk real soon. Have an excellent Monday. All right, getting ready for that July 4th holiday, whatever the hell that means to you. It might mean nothing to you. It's just a day off. That works too. All right. So I wish you a momentous Monday. Build some momentum today that'll carry you throughout the rest of the week. And we'll talk tomorrow morning at 7:30 a.m.
Yeah. Talking to my mirror like I love you so much. Curving on my critics like I heard you, so what? You can't kill my confidence, I think I'm the man. Tally all the I ever gave on my head. Lately I've been living like I can't take a loss. They ain't wanna help me, that's what made me a boss. You can't kill my confidence, I think I'm the man. We don't give a that's what they don't understand. I'm back again like flu season. I broke records while loose leafing. I'm coming down my roof, leaving. Don't give a I don't care. Did the for my lonesome. No wonder now I'm on one. No shortcuts on that long run. All I really want is my share. Get on my God, on my totem it's nothing. In the discussion, for them feelings I throw all my pain on percussion. It's disgusting. I hear them bragging about that they did, and it do not move me, not in the least. They ain't been dropping no seeds in the soil, but